Hey guys, it's Sarah. Welcome back to my channel and another day of Vlogmas. In today's video, I'm going to be showing you guys how I made the centerpiece for my dining table. Traditionally, I have used these glass vases and kind of filled them in, but this year I decided to do something a little bit different. I found this image on Pinterest of a snowman Mickey family, and I had to have it. So I basically just, judging off the picture, purchased some different sizes of styrofoam balls and then used felt for my other pieces to decorate the snowmen. And then for the sheeting on the bottom, like the part that looks like they're standing in snow, I actually got that from Dollar Tree. They sell these, like, I literally don't know what to call these, but it's basically like a puffy fluff mat for Christmas villages and things like that. I'm so good at describing things. This is a very simple tutorial and something that you could do pretty quickly in order to set up for your Christmas or your holiday celebration. And the great thing about these snowmen is that they are not necessarily Christmas specific, they are just kind of winter wonderland themed. So no matter what you're celebrating, they will be super cute because ultimately they're kind of celebrating your family. And without further ado, let's get into the tutorial.
So to start off, you're going to need some assorted sizes of styrofoam balls. You're also going to want some toothpicks and your hot glue gun and some hot glue sticks. So to start off, you're going to want to organize these to make your family of Mickeys. I do have the styrofoam balls that I purchased off of Amazon linked in the description box below, but they do also sell these at any craft store. And I'm going to take the toothpick, and this is how I'm going to connect them. I am going to use hot glue as well, so you're going to stick the toothpick into the largest sphere first and then apply a little bit of hot glue around the toothpick. And I did do the base, but honestly that's not totally necessary and it does get a little bit messy if you do that, so I would suggest just applying the hot glue to the toothpick itself. And then take your next styrofoam ball and slide it down on the toothpick, and then you're going to go ahead and do the same concept with the ears, but I did break my toothpick in half because you obviously don't need a full-size toothpick for this. And just place the toothpick into the head where you would like the ear to be placed. Then you will once again take your hot glue gun and apply some hot glue to the toothpick itself, and then take your styrofoam ball and slide it down the toothpick. If your hot glue is dripping, I would suggest cleaning it up while it is still hot. Don't use your hand like you will probably see me do in this video. Instead, use an extra toothpick just to scoop off that wet hot glue. And then continue with this method on the other side and with the other Mickeys. So for the baby Mickey, I do want to point out that the ears that I had for this were much too large because I am already using the smallest styrofoam ball for the baby head. So I am going to show you how I kind of shaved it down to make ears that actually were the correct size. So now working on the ears for the baby snowman, I am going to use this box cutter. Actually, I ended up using scissors for the second ear, and scissors were much more efficient as long as they are sharp enough to do a good job of cutting. So I kind of just took my razor blade and like shaved away a little bit at a time and tried to keep a rounded shape. These definitely didn't come out perfect, and if I did this again, I probably would go searching for some smaller styrofoam balls. But unfortunately I did not have any on hand, and I really wanted to get this craft done. And this is what it looked like once I had it shaved down, and then I'm just going to apply a little bit of hot glue to the bottom of this ear and then press it down onto the head. And this is what it looked like all attached. So now for their clothing, I did pull out just some random Christmassy colors of felt that I had on hand. I only really ended up using the darker green and the red. So to make a scarf, I am just cutting a thin strip of felt, and the original strip I cut was a little bit too thick, so I do shave it down. And now I'm just going to check the sizing again to make sure I like how it looks on the snowman. Now to add just a little bit of detail, I am taking the end of the scarf and I'm just going to snip it a few times to give it kind of like that tasseled edge look. And then obviously I'll do this on both sides. To attach the actual scarf, I'm just going to put a little bit of hot glue on the side of my snowman's neck and then press down the scarf into it, and then I'm going to crisscross it over on the other end, and again apply a little bit of hot glue and just firmly press it down into that glue. If you do this and you figure out your scarf is too long, that's totally fine, just give it a little trim. And then the next step I'm going to do is cutting out a bow. What I ended up doing was cutting like a little rounded triangle and then using it as a means of cutting out the other end. The smarter thing to do would be just to fold the felt in half and cut out a rounded triangle shape that way so that your bow is symmetrical. I did that for the bows on the two little snowman, but this is the mama snowman, or snow woman, and you know, you learn from your mistakes, right? And then I'm going to take a little bit of that red felt and just wrap it around the center to create a more finished bow. Now as far as placement, you can obviously put this bow wherever you want, maybe on the side, but I'm going for that classic Minnie Mouse look and just putting a little dot of hot glue on the bottom and then firmly pressing it down onto the head of the snowman. And next I'm going to be painting the face with the puffy paint. I did go in with a pencil and I attempted to kind of sketch it out at first, but I couldn't get it even with the pencil, so I just decided to go all in and start off with the puffy paint. For the girl snowmen, I am doing a little bit of like an eyelash on the end of it, a rounded nose, and then doing my best to keep the eyes symmetrical. My advice to you guys is just to take your time and start off small, because you can always add more, but it is quite difficult to take the puffy paint away. Although I will tell you guys, I do end up smudging my paint because I was impatient and I did not wait for it to dry, and I used a toothpick to kind of scoop it off, and it worked pretty good. Now for the mouth, I am just doing little dots to make them look like little tiny pieces of coal in a smile. If you're wanting to add a little bit of detail for the girls snowmen, like my daughters, I am adding stripes to their scarves, and the like big girl snowman is going to be a green nut scarf with red stripes, and the best way I found to do this is just to take the felt, glue it down, and then trim off what you don't need, and then just continue this pattern all the way down the scarf. And this is what the little family looked like when I had it all done. I thought they came out super cute, but I did a daddy, a mommy, and then two girls for my family. So the next step of this is how I actually am going to be displaying it. So I had this little foam disc from the Dollar Tree, and it actually comes in a 2-pack. And I'm going to be using toothpicks to attach the snowman to it. Do make sure that you test out, because I'm placing mine inside of a like glass giant Votive, I think they're called, or giant glass jar, and I had to mess with the placement of them because I didn't want to make it too wide where they didn't fit inside the jar. But basically just test it out. If you need to move the toothpicks around, that's okay, because we are going to be covering the bottom of this with fake snow. Originally I planned on using kind of that sheet of batting, I guess, but I liked the way that the little tiny fake snow looked better. So just place your toothpicks and then place down your snowman onto the toothpicks. I do go back later and add hot glue to them just to make sure that they're not shifting around and rotating. But if you do want them to be removable, then don't hot glue them down, because that makes it harder. And for the little snowman's toothpicks, I did break them in half because they didn't need to be a full-size toothpick for this. And same method, once you have them all placed, then you're just going to go back in with your hot glue gun and secure them to the toothpicks and down into that foam disc. After you have all that done, very carefully place them into the jar that you're going to be displaying them in. Mine is this very large one, And then I'm taking my fake snow, and be very careful doing this. I didn't wait for my paint to dry, and a little piece of snow did get stuck to the baby's nose, so I used a toothpick to get it off. That one did not smear, but as I was placing them into the jar, the daddy snowman's nose and eye did get a little bit smudged. That's okay, it happens, but if I was going to do this again, I would be patient and wait for the paint to dry. And now I'm just going in with some fake snow. I got mine from Hobby Lobby, but Dollar Tree does sell fake snow. And it's just these little tiny foam beads. And I'm just kind of turning it around and pouring it in a little bit at a time. And then kind of giving the jar a little bit of a shake to even it out. And that does it for this tutorial. I hope you guys liked this and enjoy it. I think it is so cute, and I will tell you guys, I ended up using this as an elf on the shelf idea. My daughter's little elf Bubbles left her a note saying, "Do you want to build a snowman?" And Calla was very, very excited to see that when she woke up, and it looks super cute on my dining table, and I just like how it's a little family just like our family. If you guys have any questions, as always, leave them for me in the comment section below, and I will see you guys in my next video. Bye!